Hi friends, Goddess of Fire here, back for another fire conversation. Hot topic today is the December vibes for the sign of Aquarius. So I've been telling you I've been trying this new thing where I like do a shuffle on my Pandora and pull a song that kind of is a bit of a theme or the energy associated with what's going on. So the song that I shuffled for you was New Americana by Halsey. And the energy that I felt from this is just new values, new morals, new traditions. This feels very closely linked to like your family life, and your relationships. Starting a new legacy is really what it feels like. So very powerful stuff. A couple things before we get started. I swear in all of my readings, so if that's not something that you're down with, feel free to exit stage left. No love lost. I hope that you find the messages and guidance that you desire, because there are plenty of other tarot card readers on YouTube that do not use as colorful language as I do. Secondly, my readings are general, so it's going to be one size fits some, one size fits most, one size fits one, but it will never be one size fits all. So think of my readings as a dressing room, take what fits and leave the rest behind. All right, without further ado, let's bust down and see what's going on with the cards. DNA, Karma, the Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. Then we have the Nine of Cups, which is all about wishes. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Again, these are kind of flowing together. For me, this feels like with the DNA card that the karma energy, that there has been a Kundalini awakening. But also, this feels very tied to like ancestral traumas, things like that, clearing just ancestral wounds. But definitely with this Kundalini awakening, there is just a push for creative energy to flow. This also has a lot to do with feeling sexy. I'm just play shuffling my cards right now, but then we have the Queen of Wands comes out, and that's all about just confidence, high sexual energy, feeling sexy, looking sexy, but really just feeling confident and comfortable in one's skin. How interesting. Now I want to get another card on that, because I totally wasn't meaning to. Hold on. Whoa. That flew. Yeah, there's just a lot of movement. A lot of movement, and there's a lot of communication. I feel like this is communication with the higher self, communicating with the ego, because one could argue that the Queen of Wands has a little bit of a ego energy with the fire. But this feels just like a communication with the higher self and being able to kind of put the ego at bay a little bit. Interesting. As I hear sirens in the background. Interesting. It's almost like a double tap. So I'm gonna say I'm on the right track. But it also feels like we're just no longer waiting for things to happen. We are making things happen, because the Three of Wands is about waiting. It's literally like waiting for ships to come in. Waiting for opportunities to arise, but instead of waiting, we're creating them. And maybe that's why that Queen of Wands energy is coming out, because we're tied really closely to our feminine energy, but we're making shit happen. So it feels like there's just a solid balance between our masculine and our feminine energy right now for you, Aquarius. With this Nine of Cups underneath that, it's you're making shit happen. You're making your dreams come true. You're making your wishes come true. And just, it feels like a very magical time. Good fortune. Let's see. What wishes are coming true? wishes are coming true for Aquarius. Ooh, in the month of December. Interesting. Illumination. A light energy. This just feels like, I mean, the sun is the happiest card in the deck, so it's a very, very happy time. Like I said, it felt like a magical time of life. And then with the Empress card coming out, like I was just saying, we're very, very much in touch with our feminine energy, but we're still making shit happen, because the Empress is all about manifestation, right? Creation. So there's a co-creation that's happening. With the world, there's just a balance between you're alchemizing, you're transmuting, and this card just kind of fell out, and you're like no longer feeling like apathetic. You're no longer feeling like things are happening to you instead of for you. It feels like there's just almost like a rush, as I'm pulling out the Knight of Swords, a rush of energy, a rush of movement that's happening. Whereas it has felt very, very stagnant, very stuck. You might have been feeling blocked for, the last month or couple months or so. This is good shit though. And then with the Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. Again, this feels like there's just a solid energy between the masculine and feminine, because a female warrior is going to be in touch with her masculinity. This just feels, yeah, you're just making shit happen. You're creating. What are you creating? The Shield Maiden, because this just feels like the more badass version of the Empress. What are we creating? We're creating stability. We're creating success for ourselves. You're creating money. That's for sure. So if you Aquarians are in a position where you have a small business, or you're creating a small business, there is high potential for amazing creation with the Magician. Yeah, there's just, you're gonna be unstoppable. And it feels like it's something that you've been working on for a while with this Page of Cups. It's something that's not new, but it feels like it's new. And it feels like it's just because there's no longer a blockage. You're no longer standing in your own way. There's no longer a self-restriction that's happening, and there's less stress that's associated with it. So for whatever reason, it's like you've got the magic touch again. You feel the spark, you feel the drive, you feel inspired. That's good shit. Oh, I'm excited for you, Aquarius. Got a couple Aquarians in mind that I can think this is very true. And then with this Page of Pentacles, this is you educating yourself. But feeling very strong in this new education. You're putting in more time, and you're putting in more effort in the 3D. So like, again, like I said, you're educating yourself. So you could be actually taking some classes, trying to better your business or better your knowledge in a specific area of the business that you are creating or have already created, or transforming, or trying to grow at this point. But this also feels like there's just going to be another layer or another level of success that's coming as far as your business is concerned. So let's see this. Because I know a handful of Aquarians right now that are doing their thing, that have a business and are making shit happen. So I'm super stoked for those that I personally know. Yeah, you're following your intuition when it comes to it, and finding the balance within yourself. And then it's like you're no longer letting any negative thought processes kind of poison the water, so to speak. And that's where you're getting that newfound kind of spark. It's a death and rebirth. You put an end to some of the negative thought processes or just any negativity that you had associated with the specific endeavor that you're working on. It's like out with the old, in with the new, in with the positive energy, in with the good vibes, in with the success, in with the flow. It's like, again, it's like you're kind of getting out of your own way. You're creating something that you can leave behind, is what it feels like. So it's like you're building a business that you could pass on to like a child, or you may even have your child involved in your business. So let's pull a couple. There's just more to it than just the business. There's more that's being learned here. And whatever it is that you're creating is highly, highly protected. She's giving me very Empress vibes too. There's a new sense of peace that's coming to you in the month of December. And this is like peace of soul, peace of mind, peace of everything, just peaceful. And what's odd is that it feels like this is actually like a busy time for you. Like a lot of things are happening for you in your professional life as well as your personal life. So there's a lot of things that are happening at home, a lot of things that are happening in your career. But even though this is probably the busiest, maybe, stressful time, it is the most peaceful you've been, because it's everything that you've been asking for, everything that you've been wanting, right? And there's development of friendship that's happening here. This is very much Three of Cups energy. So it feels like you being in your element, you being in full alignment with, your personal life and your professional life. It's going to lead you to really strong bonds. And this also feels like it's going to be people that are like-minded. So you could be getting into really good relationships with other business people. You could be doing some collaborating, whether it's current or something that's future. Ooh, I really, really like that. And I'm getting called to pull this last one that's at the bottom of the deck, because you're in full alignment with your life's purpose. So things are just going to be flowing. Like I said, you feel really busy. Like there's a lot going on. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of pieces, a lot of variables happening. But this is a very peaceful time. You're in perfect alignment. And I mean, this is oh shit. This is what you enjoy. I mean, I feel like most air signs are pretty much workaholics. They don't know how to be still. So being that this is all in alignment with what your life purpose is, what makes you feel alive, what gives you that reward, not just in a monetary or whatever, but just that emotional reward, that spiritual reward, that's happening for you. So I'm super, super duper excited for my Aquarians for the month of December. You're very well in alignment. I can't say that enough. And it feels like it's been a long time coming. So thank you for letting me tarot you something. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Feel free to also check your other placements. This is based on your sun sign. So please feel free to check out your moon, your rising, and your Venus signs, because you may have a little bit more resonation, or it just gives you a little bit more information as to what's to hold for you in the next month. So until next time, love ya.